What's good, y'all? Alright, I know I look crazy. It's not that serious. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, Chrissyy Talks. Y'all call me Chrissyy. So we're just gonna jump right into this video. I know someone's gonna comment, where's the funny intro? Shut the fuck up, okay? But not for real. I'm really just trying to get this video uploaded to you guys this morning because the last video I did on Jazz's video, it took literally 5 hours to upload. I know my internet sucks ass and not the good kind. And if you want better context on this video, go ahead and check out my last video on what Jazz said, because in this video we're going to talk about what TAE is saying in response to everything Jazz said. So let's jump into the fucking video. So in the beginning of Jazz's explanation of why they broke up, Jazz is saying that they were disconnected for pretty much the whole 2020 year. Now TAE is saying that she was actually trying to connect. She was trying to connect with Jazz, and it was pretty much one-sided.
So basically, y'all, the whole 2020, me and TAE, we were basically kind of disconnected.
We were disconnected, and that's why I was trying to get us back connected. That's why I was attempting to work on stuff. But you know, a relationship takes two instead of one. That's why it's just not working out. Like, if I'm just trying to work on a relationship and you're trying to work on something else, of course it's not gonna work out. Let's be real.
Jazz was trying to work on other things. Jazz was trying to work on Jazz without the TAE, you know, instead of Jazz and TAE. And then when Jazz goes on to say that their communication was shitty, it just wasn't there, they weren't communicating the way that a couple should, TAE is saying, bitch, like, I actually was trying to communicate with your ass.
Communication was totally, like, it was out of there, man. Like, it was shit. Like,
I feel like my communication was good, because every time I felt some type of way, every time I felt like our relationship was like on the verge of breaking, I would talk to her, I would come to her, I would do all that.
So on TAE's side of things, it's like, I tried to come to you whenever I had an issue, but you were the one who wasn't really communicating with me, and that's why our communication was so shitty. And then you can see TAE nodding her head in agreement with some of the things that Jazz was saying in regards to her not being as understanding and her not really receiving the signs that their relationship needed help.
I feel like back then I wasn't understanding enough. But it took me to like December to look back at the entire year and really like look at things as a whole and like divide it. Like, damn.
Because like Jazz said in her video, it literally took towards the end of the year for her to realize, like, oh, my relationship ain't shit. Like, my relationship needs help. So in Jazz's video, she uses the words TAE was calling out for help. And TAE kind of clarifies this. She does say that at one point on their YouTube, she told her audience that she was depressed, and people did notice that she lost a lot of weight. And so in the midst of TAE being depressed or TAE going through whatever she was going through, she felt like she didn't have Jazz as somebody that she could vent to.
I brought it to YouTube that I was depressed at one point, but I wasn't even depressed. Like, of course I was going through some stuff, and of course we're in a relationship. I'm thinking I can talk to you, I can count on you to like vent to, because that's all I needed was to vent. But I didn't have that person to vent to. That's how I feel. With Jazz, I was always there, always listening, always encouraging her, always uplifting her, always doing everything like that. But this year I don't feel like it was reciprocated. I thought, since we're in a relationship, I can vent to you about my problems just as much as you vent to me. Like, I'm always open ears for you. I just wanted you to be open ears for me. But I guess not.
So even though she was there for Jazz, she just felt like it wasn't being reciprocated. It wasn't being, damn, that is a hard word to say. She just felt like it wasn't being reciprocated, and Jazz wasn't being there for her, just like TAE was there for Jazz. So again, she says that she was trying to connect with Jazz, and she kept on bringing it to her attention that, you know, we need to reconnect, we need to build our communication. But she says that she feels like when Jazz put the camera down, she also put TAE down.
Yeah, something was off. You felt like that because that was my third time coming to you and telling you, like, I feel like we honestly needed a full week to actually connect again, to get to know each other again, to, like, you know, get back into that relationship mode. But truth be told, y'all, honestly, I feel like Jazz put me down when she put that camera down. I should have realized, like, dang, maybe she needs some space from the camera and me, but maybe our communication was off. Maybe she just wasn't ready for a relationship during that, you know, time. I'm very understanding. All you gotta do is talk to me and let me know. Because if you don't let me know, then I'm gonna be in my head trying to put 2 and 3 together when it don't equal 8, okay? It equals 5.
Now, I feel like this was really powerful for her to say, because in the last Q&A, Jazz says that they took a hiatus from YouTube because she just needed a break.
So we just been taking a break, y'all. Like, honestly, like me personally, I've been on YouTube for 3 years consistently, and like just never gave myself a break. You know what I'm saying? Just never took a time off. And sometimes you just need a mental break away. Like when you pick up the camera every single day and do the same thing every single day, you become like a robot, as they say. Right. Like you get up and do the same thing.
Well, man, that's when you ask for help.
Right, for sure, for sure. But it's like, you know what I'm saying, kind of doing the same routine every day, and then it just got boring, you know what I'm saying, just kind of like cycle. So I just needed like a little break.
A refreshment.
Yeah, like a little refreshment.
Like she needed a mental break from YouTube. It was just getting tiring. It was the same old thing all the time. So I feel like she's saying she needed a break from everything that came with YouTube, which was also TAE. So she needed a mental break from TAE as well. I'm sorry if y'all hear a cat outside my door. If y'all watched my last video, you know her ass got evicted for acting crazy. Heart. Now, even though Jazz said in her video that she was trying to work on the things that TAE wanted her to work on TAE's side of things, she ain't never work on that shit.
I would say I would work on this, and I'm gonna do this, and I guess to her, she wasn't seeing the progress. She wasn't.
Yeah, she said she was gonna work on this and work on that, and months have passed, and the stuff that she said she's working on, no changes. The stuff she said she's gonna get better at, no changes. I understand change don't happen over time, and I didn't expect that. But it's like, dang, the change just never happened. It was at a point where she was just all talk and no action. It's like she was trying to tell me something I wanted to hear, but honestly, in reality, it's just like, I don't want to hear it if you ain't showing it.
So TAE's concluding that it got to a point where it just felt like Jazz was all talk and she was just saying things that she wanted to hear, but she wasn't really taking the time and effort to fix on the things that TAE felt like they needed to fix for their relationship. TAE then talks about the day that she made those Instagram posts, and so Jazz already said that she had a meltdown at this point, and she said that TAE basically did this to reach out to her because she felt like, you know, she was trying to reach out to Jazz. Oh my god. So TAE basically confirms this. She felt like she was at a breaking point because, you know, she kept on trying and it was getting nowhere, and she felt like it was going through one ear out the other and she had no one to talk to. So this is why she kind of went to social media about the situation.
And then that day in December, she had like a little breakdown. And that's where she had made the post that you guys seen.
In December, I was just to my breaking point. I can't even lie to y'all. When I say I've been trying, I was just to my breaking point, because first of all, I was venting to you, but it was going through one ear out the other. It was just like, okay, now let me just vent how I used to vent. I don't know why I went to the internet. I apologize for that, but it's like, who else am I gonna go to? She know my situation. She know what I was going through. It's just like, who else am I gonna vent to? And I apologize for going to the internet. I just didn't have nobody else to go to.
Then TAE goes back to saying that Jazz was more so focusing on herself without compromising the relationship in the process.
You were just too focused on you. And I understand that. Self-love, best love, period. I understand that. But when you're in a relationship, it's kind of like you gotta compromise. And that compromising part just wasn't there.
So one thing that I say a lot, and you know, just one of the reasons why I'm single, is because when you're in a relationship, you have to keep in mind about the other person's feelings, the other person's thoughts, the other person, and just how they move. Like, it's not just about you anymore. Now, I do say that people are able to grow individually while they're in a relationship. Not everybody can do this, but it's like, if you know that you have to focus on yourself and you know that maybe you can't do that while you're in a relationship, then don't be in a relationship. So for me, it's like, I know I have certain things that I gotta work on, and I feel like I want to be able to handle working on myself and keeping in mind the other person, because everything you do when you're in a relationship will affect how the other person feels, and you have to keep in mind on how they feel while you do it. So you can't just do your own thing and work on yourself. Like, if you feel like, okay, I can't do this and be in a relationship, then you gotta let that person know and you gotta communicate. I really connected with a lot of the things that TAE said in this video, and one of the things that she says is, I'm really understanding. All you gotta do is talk to me. She said it might not hurt her feelings, bitch, it might hurt mine, but it's like, all I could do is respect how you feel. But the least you could do in regards to respecting me is just let me know how you feel. But Jazz is saying, like, you know, I'm not really a person to talk. Like, I keep things to myself, blah, blah, blah. And those are the type of things that you have to be mindful of in a relationship. Like, you can't just not communicate with your partner. When you decided to get into a relationship, things like that you have to work work on and you have to change for the sake of y'all. Like, y'all are together. Like, you can do your own shit, you can be your own individual still, but keep in mind, like, you gotta share some shit with that other person and you gotta be mindful of that other person. If not, then don't get in no motherfucking relationship, or at least communicate that. So TAE says she felt like overall it wasn't working because Jazz might have not been in that relationship space.
We were trying to kind of like work on it. It wasn't working. It
wasn't working because your mindset wasn't in that relationship mode, if you get what I'm saying.
Withdrawing ourselves, we were disconnecting even more, and just with everything.
So again, that sounds like somebody clapping cheeks. So TAE says she felt like overall it wasn't working because Jazz wasn't in the right space to be in a relationship. And while Jazz is talking, she actually says like, bitch, I wasn't the one that was disconnected. Now, the night that TAE posted her Instagram post was one of the worst arguments that her and Jazz had. It was when things really started turning left. So she addresses this and says that she said a lot of things out of spite, out of anger, and you know, she apologized for them.
That night when I posted that and then she peeped it, everything went left. I kid you not, everything went left. I was just talking out of anger, if you get what I'm saying. That night, I kid you not, y'all, it's like something took over my mindset. It was just full of anger, full of rage, full of everything. And I do apologize for saying some stuff that I didn't mean, honestly. But it's like, let's look back at it. What caused that? I wanted you to hurt like I was hurting. It's like you didn't feel where I was coming from, and so I said some hurtful things, and I apologize.
Like, you're watching your love, your relationship break apart in front of you and you can't do nothing about it. Like, it's really frustrating because that other person isn't doing anything to help save it. And it's like, all you want low-key is for that other person to put in that effort, like, and you just wish that they would naturally put in that effort because they want to be with you. Whenever I get mad, and it might seem like, what the fuck to somebody else, it's like, oh, what's the reason behind me mad? And 99.9% of the time, it's not even the situation. It'll be the principle of the situation, and people don't get that. People will focus more so on your reaction instead of what causes you to react that way. Now, when Jazz talks about how they were in a space where they weren't really themselves anymore, this is the part where, well, this is one of the parts where TAE gets emotional.
To get back to you, like, you not even you.
Exactly. And I'm glad she said she's not even her. And that's when I had that conversation. I had a talk with her like months prior. I was just like, I feel like you're not 100% yourself. I told her, I was like, I like you at your best, not your worst, not your this, not your that. And I was trying to encourage her to get to her best. I was trying to motivate her to get back to her best because I like seeing her at her best. That's when I fell in love with her. And y'all, I'm getting emotional. I told her like, pick up the camera. If you don't want me in it, cool. I told her to do all this stuff because I seen that. Y'all, I'll be right back. I need a break. And I understand that, and that's why I called it quits, because it's like, if you're not gonna call it quits and you seeing that we're just going deeper and deeper and deeper in a hole, I'll call it quits so we won't have to just try to, you know, escape that and get into a dark mode. Because like I said, y'all, I've been there and I didn't want her to go back there. I know she probably been there too. And that's why I called it quits. So we can have some space apart to better us.
When you really love somebody, you want the absolute best for them. Like, sometimes you want the best for them more than you want the best for yourself, or more than they want the best for themselves. Even if their best doesn't involve you, you want the best for them. You know that you have to, you know, subtract yourself from the situation in order for them to get to this best them, the best them that you fell in love with. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta do what you gotta do. Now, this is the part where TAE actually revealed that she broke up with Jazz. TAE says that she called it quits in order for them to better themselves. I'm gonna say that I was wrong because I got the feeling that Jazz was the one who broke up with TAE, because it felt like Jazz had the upper hand in the situation. Like, you know, TAE was waiting for her to heal, TAE was waiting for her to speak out, and you could tell that TAE still had feelings for Jazz. So I thought, you know, Jazz was the one to call it quits. And I know better. You know, you gotta wait for the other person to speak this side of the story. And now it's like I'm seeing a whole different perspective in the story. On Jazz's end, you got the feeling of, okay, they just grew apart, they just disconnected, they needed time to grow individually. But with TAE's side of things, you see that Jazz was the one who was more disconnected. TAE was the one who, you know, wanted to work things out, but it just wasn't working, and it's not going to work without your other partner putting in that effort too. Tay then reiterates that the communication just wasn't there, and she really wishes that when Jazz outgrew from her or disconnected from her, that she communicated that to her.
Stuff happen in relationships, and sometimes people grow apart, people disconnect.
And that's where I feel like you should have communicated with me. Like, when you feel like you were disconnected from me, communicate, just like I communicated with you. I feel like I was doing so good. Yeah, I feel like it was just, she was disconnected from me. And you can't force nobody to be connected to something they're not connected to anymore. Maybe we're better off, like, I don't know. It was like I found myself, I'm like, okay, if I noticed something wrong, I would try to talk about it. I would try to fix it. I would try to, you know, get better solutions. I was trying to, you know, if I noticed that she was down, I was trying to uplift. But I just feel like it wasn't reciprocated.
And like Tay said, you can't force somebody to connect with you if they don't connect with you. It's like when bitches try to force ponytails. Bitch, you ain't got enough hair to be doing that. And it's like, you know, their eyes are all the way back here and you know they hurt. And it's just like, bitch, let it go. It's like, what could you really do about it? You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be in a position where you feel like you have to force somebody to feel those ways about you. Like, it should just be natural. You know what I'm saying? It should be genuine. All you could really do at that point is just respect them. Like, you know, respect how they feel and give them space, because who are you to be in a relationship with somebody where you can see that they don't want to be in it, you can see that it's draining them and you still try to make it work. Like, you can't force it to work. Now, I just wanted to note Tay's face when Jazz is talking about her. Jazz is reminiscing on their relationship, saying, you know, that's my baby. Ain't nobody could tell me that was my bitch.
And I just feel like we've been together for 3 years. I've really been with that girl since I came to Houston. I stepped foot in Houston and I saw her, and I just couldn't nobody like tell me to not fuck with her. Like, couldn't nobody tell me to not like mess with Tay. Like, that was my baby. Like, that was for real. Like, couldn't nobody tell me not to mess with her, you know what I'm saying?
Now, she says that she's happy for Jazz.
Right now, I'm feeling way much better. That actually happened at the beginning of December, where we had...
Yeah, I know you feel better now. I was a problem, apparently. But I'm glad you feel better. I'm glad. Like, I'm happy for you. I'm glad she found herself. I'm glad that I figured it out. Like, I'm glad that she's in a better space. I'm glad. I'm very happy for her. I wish her nothing but the best. I still have a lot of love for that girl. My love never changed. We just, you know, we grew apart. That's it. That's it.
I don't doubt this. I feel like she definitely is happy for Jazz. But it's the type of situation where it's like, you can tell that she wishes it didn't have to take losing Tay in the process for Jazz to reach her best, for Jazz to become happier, for Jazz to get back to herself. You can absolutely tell that Tay's love for Jazz did not change. You know, it was just one of those situations where it's like, okay, we have to stop this. This is draining both of us. This is hurting both of us. Like, and you're not trying for this relationship. So it's like, what could Tay do, you know? Now, towards the end, she gets emotional again, reminiscing on their relationship, reminiscing on the person that she grew to be and the things that Jazz taught her in the process. She ends it with emotionally telling her supporters to, no matter what, stay true to yourselves.
The person that I'm becoming, I'm very happy with it. Like, for real. I'm very happy. I came a long way, like, came a long way. Jazz taught me a lot. Business-wise, I really do appreciate that. I taught her a lot. Spiritual-wise, that's still like, I still look at her like this, but I respect that we need space apart. Honestly, I really do. Like, I understand that. I understand you're trying to work on your brand. I understand that. I understand. And that's what she didn't understand, where I understood. Like, I get where you're coming from. And it wasn't gonna hurt my feelings. Like, I've always found a way by myself. I always found a way. Remain yourself. Don't change for nobody. Nobody. Love yourself first. That's all I gotta say. Love yourself first. Don't get lost in this crazy world. Don't get lost. Stay true to your soul. Stay true to your spirit. Please. Don't get caught up with all this other stuff. Don't let it change you. That's all I want to say. Bye.
So yes, I agree. Stay true to y'all damn selves. Don't change for nobody in a relationship or whatever the fuck. Like, people should love you for you. And you should love them for them. But I'm telling you, when you really love that person, like, and you really wish the absolute best for them, even if that best doesn't involve you, you're gonna sacrifice yourself. You fall in love with their best, and when you see that they're not at their best and you're part of that reason, it's like, you know. But I definitely honestly wish them the best. You know, if they're meant to be together, then I hope they find each other. And like, shit, you know, this shit was deep. Actually, I almost forgot, Tay did post a few things onto her story. One of the things that Tay posted on her story was saying that, you know, she feels like she's a healer, like she heals people, and once they're healed, they no longer need her.
You know, honestly, I think my purpose on earth is to heal people, and once they're healed, they no longer need me. For real. Like, I wish I had that person that'll heal me, but I understand now. I gotta heal myself. I'm a healer. Like, I'm a healer. For real.
I honestly definitely felt this. There was a point where, you know, I would talk to somebody and want to work out, and they would go out and be in a whole relationship, married with kids. I'm like, well, damn, clearly I'm not the one for any of these niggas, and I'm the one playing matchmaker, helping them live their best lives, and I'm over here, you know, left to pick up all my broken pieces. And then she posted another video saying that maybe she was just too invested in this relationship. She wasn't bashing Jazz, she was just speaking her truth.
You know what? Maybe I was just too into the relationship. That's probably what it was. Like, now that I'm looking back, maybe I was just too invested. That's okay. You know, we live and we learn. And I'm not sure how y'all saying I'm bashing Jazz, I'm blaming Jazz. How? I'm just telling my truth and how I feel.
So I guess some people who are watching this felt like she was bashing Jazz, but really it's just like, that's her truth, and she felt like she was trying for the relationship. Jazz possibly was not, because she was just not in that headspace, you know. So it's like, I don't really blame anybody, you know what I'm saying, but to Tay, you know, she was trying. But that is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down what you guys think below. And my Instagram and my Snapchat is Chrissyy, 2 S's, 2 Y's. I love and appreciate you guys, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.
She the girl, she the girl, she the girl.